Hey YouTube, this is Zach with Achilles Financial. Today we're going to be talking about Biogen Inc. As I'm sure you've probably already heard, this company announced that they were releasing, or they had received their FDA approval for their drug Alzheimer. Great question on how do you pronounce it, Aduhelm. But this is a drug that is designed to slow the declining cognitive disease known as Alzheimer's. For those of you who have ever experienced, whether yourself or a family member with Alzheimer's, it is an incredibly detrimental and heartbreaking disease, and this is the first drug that has actually been approved by the FDA to help combat some of those effects in nearly 20 years. So the reason why the stock has gone up so much is because this is a drug that is incredibly successful in slowing some of that cognitive decline for some of the pieces that cause Alzheimer's. You can see that the company this morning actually halted trading in the announcement or the lead up that this would occur. You can see that this actually happened today right at 10:45 a.m. And then what happened is they announced it right at 11, and the stock shot higher when shares were finally allowed to resume trading, opening at right at $440 a share. So despite the fact that it continued to go up and down, it did eventually finish right up at $395. You can see here, and it's gone down another $1.50 since market close. So why did the stock go up so much? Why is this such a big deal? Well, if we go into their fundamentals and actually look at their income statement based on annual revenue, you can see that last year in 2020, Biogen brought in right at $13.4 billion in total revenue. This drug alone is expected to bring in billions of dollars in revenue overall. So this is a drug that the expectation is this is going to cost right at $56,000 per year. Now, one of the things that the CEO mentioned during his interview on CNBC is that the reason that the price is so high is because they have put a lot of research and development into this cost to get to where they are today. You can see right now that the company did put just over the past few years alone. In 2020, they put $4 billion into R&D, and that's basically how a lot of these big medical firms work, is they put a lot of that money into the R&D in the hopes of being able to pay this off for years down the road. So he did say that he doesn't expect, or they will not be raising the price for the next 4 years. This is a huge gain for a company this size. So if you look at the overall valuation for companies like this, they have stopped the valuations associated with it because they have jumped so far ahead. But they essentially added billions upon billions to their market cap today, nearly doubling the size. And you can see that return right here. So it's important to think, well, what does this mean for the company going forward? Obviously, this is going to be a big deal. They've actually been at these levels before, and they've continued to increase in overall valuation since that point in time. So the company does have a lot of drugs that are still in process and waiting FDA approval. At this point in time, would I buy in the company? Probably not. I feel like if you are a long-term holder, this shows you the benefit of having some of that capability to hold for quite some time. But overall, there is a lot of potential growth associated with this company, strictly from an income statement perspective. You have to think, even if the company is only able to generate $1 to $1.5 billion a year, all of the drugs withstanding, that's still nearly a 10% growth over the entire company in terms of total revenue, especially if a lot of that R&D is now on the back end. That means the overall profitability of the drug should be up as well. So super interesting to look at the company in this format, and there is a lot going on for them, a lot of growth, big win if you were a long-term investor. But I wanted to make a video so that you could have this update and see what does this mean for the overall company. So if you find this type of content helpful, please leave a like and subscribe. If you have any questions, feel free to drop those down into the comment section down below, or feel free to join the Discord in the description where we talk about stuff like this. So thanks, hope you found this content helpful. Talk to you later.